Hey, many blessings, my loves. Oh my goodness. I don't normally jump on so much to do like an in-between report because I know I normally do the new moon and the full moon, but Mars and Jupiter are in conjunction today and the energies have been so big. So I just had to come on and just give you all a little update just so that we can kind of get our heads and bodies and hearts around all of this kind of energy that's moving. And I find for me, the astrology is super helpful because I go, okay, that's why that feels like that. So yeah, I wanted to share a screen with you. Just gonna have a look at the chart for today. So I've literally just drawn this chart up just now, for the time where I'm at in England. It's 6:45, and the conjunction is pretty much exact as I'm recording this now, which is really cool. Um, and I didn't know that I was gonna come on and this is gonna even happen. It's just, yeah, my daughter just fell asleep really early, and here we go because she's not been well and stuff. So wanted to share. Obviously, we've got 22 degrees here. We've got Mars and Jupiter together at 22 degrees of Taurus, and um, yeah, I wanted to just go into the live sky before I go rambling into the chart because I just wanted to show you constellation Taurus, and Jupiter and Mars are together right in the middle of the horns of the bull. Yeah, so we started this new lunar tide at the new moon. And if you remember, Mars was conjunct Aldebaran, um, royal star of the East, and Venus was conjunct Regulus at that time. So that's how we started this cycle. And I remember saying, around the first quarter moon will be a very intense time when I looked at the charts, and with the Venus squaring Mars and Jupiter kind of energy. Um, and it has been intense. And my friends over in America, some of them have just shared with me there's lots of earthquakes and stuff happening over there. So yeah, the energies are really powerful. We've had the auroras here in people have been taking pictures of the auroras in the sky here with the meteor showers that we've been having and all the solar flares and solar activities that are coming from the sun as well. I mean, it really is a lot. So I've been riding the waves as well the last few days. Like, I don't think I quite realized when I did my new moon report how strong the energies were going to be because this conjunction is happening. My partner's my partner's Taurean, and he's also got many planets in Taurus, and this is where my Chiron is. So the last few days have been extremely difficult. So if you've been in that as well, like just really wanting to let you know that there's lots of us going through challenges right now with these energies. But I have felt today, like since they've actually come together, like a big shift for me at least. Um, like I feel like with the build up to these two coming together, there's a lot of tension, a lot of frustration, and a lot of energy coming up to the surface. And like so much got broken around the house yesterday. Like just like things was breaking, like things were falling. And do you know what I mean? Like just the wow, like and in that breaking of things, it's like the breaking down of the old, and then like this new kind of emerges from that brokenness. And yeah, I broke down yesterday. My partner broke down yesterday. There was lots of breaking down moments of like what overwhelm and just all of the feelings that were coming up to the surface. And it's like when we have the courage, the courage to find our way through the storm, through the chaos together, even though it's challenging, even though it's scary, even though it's like, oh my gosh, this is the darkest dark of myself that I'm seeing, and I'm seeing in you and me. And when we find a way to move through that together with love, that is when we get to this new layer. Like today feels I feel so expanded in my heart. I'm like, oh my gosh, I love you so much. And I can't believe, we was fighting so much, but it's like you have to sometimes go through the layers of the shadows, the layers of the stuff that's in the way from allowing us to feel the love that's there. Um, so I wanted to just quickly jump over to Leo, so there's a lot of Leo stuff happening as well. So Mercury is retrograde, which is causing all kinds of trouble at the moment. I don't know about you, but yeah, I won't go into what's been going on for me, but lots of communication issues. Um, Venus is in Leo, so she was at Regulus here at the heart of the lion at the new moon. Vesta, asteroid of devotion and the sacred flame and fire of the Vesta priestesses, she's here next to the sun. Yeah, and the sun obviously in Leo now, so Leo season is here finally. So going over to the chart, so what I've just seen in the chart as I've just drawn it up was actually because Venus is opposing Saturn, so and she's also in square to Mars and Jupiter, who Jupiter and Mars are in square to Saturn. But also, as I'm drawing up this video now, the moon transiting through Ophiuchus, 8 degrees, right near the galactic center, is in square to Saturn and is in square to Venus. So this is a grand cross aspect that's coming from Venus, the moon, Saturn, Mars, and Jupiter. So I feel like the Mars and Jupiter energy in Taurus, because Taurus can be, like the bull in the china house, if it gets out of hand, and I think Saturn, who is squaring Jupiter and Mars, because Jupiter and Mars in Taurus, it feels like there's like this energy to expand and grow our resources and our money and all that we love and our values, and Venus in square in Leo. It's like Venus actually had her star point in Taurus when she was in the underworld. Now she's coming out of the underworld and she's rising as our evening star again. So she's come all the way around to Leo after her descent, and now she's rising again. And she's like looking back. She's looking back at Taurus and she's seeing Mars and Jupiter. And she's looking back and she's saying, is this really what you want to create? Is this in alignment with your heart, Regulus? All that you want to create, is it centered on your heart? Does it bring you joy? Does it bring you happiness? And is this true to your authentic creative passion? Are you really devoted to this? And so Aldebaran was where we started, and Aldebaran has got the test of integrity. So Mars and Jupiter in Taurus, like what came through to me just now was like, it can have this energy of like greed or kind of stubbornness. And with the challenges that are coming in from Saturn right now, with this square, Saturn in Aquarius retrograde is kind of challenging Jupiter and Mars and being like, actually, it's going to take a bit longer than you thought. You're not going to get what you wanted straight away. That could aggravate Mars and Jupiter a lot. It can bring up a lot of frustration. You're not getting what you wanted. Things aren't working out. Mercury retrograde is making communications go AWOL. Maybe our computer is broken, or, something got messed up in the communications department, or there's not enough money, or Saturn is saying, you really want this? Okay, you're gonna have to put in a bit more work, and then you're gonna get an integrity test to see if you can go the full mile with it. Can you be patient? Can you keep going? Can you endure? And really, if this is this in your, true purpose? So I feel like the moon who's in Ophiuchus, who's obviously opposing Mars and Jupiter, who's in square to Venus, like the moon in Ophiuchus feels so deep and so like just in tune with our feelings and the energy that comes from the cosmic self that's beyond the physical, like that, the oracle, the galactic self, the soul, and our connection to source. And so I feel like there's an energy coming in like through the divine that's enabling this integrity test that is testing us. It's like it's putting a block in the road to the path that we thought we were going on, to say, is this really the path? Because look, I put this big roadblock in the way. Can you really get there? And it's making us question, our values, and is it really important to us? Is this really the way I want to be going? So Venus in square to Mars, it's can be bringing up a lot between the masculine and feminine inside of us and in our relationships. And, I feel like this is a really great time to really tune into like what it is that we really value. We had a beautiful circle today. It's part of the Mama Village group that I'm with. And we did a round of gratitude. And this is the time of the harvest that we're in now in the Northern Hemisphere. And it's all about gratitude. How abundant are we? What do we have? And when we're tuning into the attitude of gratitude and all that we do have, it creates a different energy, than rather than the energy of greed and just needing to take. And it's all about me and my wants and my desires. And my Saturn retrograde in Aquarius is like, we're a collective actually. And, this could be a message for our leaders as well. That's kind of like they're the leaders of the leaders of our world are having this integrity test, is what you're doing serving the greater good? Is it really harmonious for everyone? And so, yeah, all of this stuff is coming up to the surface, and it is a process, and it can get messy and sticky and yucky. But what I found was like, what are our skills? What are our resources in those moments when it gets really sticky and really hard and we're struggling to communicate? I mean, for me, it's my breath. It's taking space. If I need to just take five, like time out. And probably if we're raging, if rage is in the room, like I was having this amazing conversation with my son about this because I was trying to explain like what rage was, because we know about anger, and we talked a lot about anger. We was then talking about rage and what is rage, and we decided that rage was like a volcano, and when it erupts, like you don't want to step on the lava, basically. And sometimes when we're in that rage, the best thing we can do is get out of the way and just hold space in a safe place and allow the volcano to do its thing, and then it will finish, and it will, then we can do the mending, then we can do the balm, then we can do the reconnection, recollaboration. But as long as we are all creating the boundaries that we need, because in the home, in the family dynamics, in the relationships, it can be really tricky and really scary when these rage and when these parts of us come up to the surface. And yeah, it's big work. These energies are big work. And I think Black Moon Lilith in conjunction to the South Node, who is opposing Neptune, this could be bringing up a lot of, I feel like it's about like deceiving ourselves even, or like but fear of deception, or like shadows around like what we believe, or like our connection to like our dreams and our visions and all that we can't see. So there may be lots of fears coming up around spirituality, with Neptune here opposing Lilith. And even kind of like, yeah, feelings of deception, and that we can't trust our path, or we can't trust our world leaders, or we can't trust. So there could be this energy of like trust that's coming up, and deception, I feel like, with these two energies. So just really watch that in ourselves, really these energies, with the Grand Cross, I always feel like it's super tense energy. It's like a tension. We're holding all this tension, and it's like there will be a release. And usually with the release comes tears, if you allow that. And after the tears comes softness, comes love. And then we can yeah, move through that. But it is, like I said, such a huge journey. And I just wanted to jump on tonight just to say I'm here and I'm with you. And oh my goodness, it's been full on. And it's not even the full moon yet. So I'm hoping I can come back on before the full moon comes on Monday, I believe. So yes, sending you all so much love. I'm going to stop sharing all that now. I'm really hoping some of that's helpful. And please do reach out if you have any questions around these energies. And I'll see you soon, my darlings. Lots of love.